Alrighty, here we go.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
All right, yeah, let's start with some introductions.
All right. So I'm Dave Gallagher. I'm the director of MechWest.
I'm Noah Gallagher. I'm the co-writer of MechWest.
I'm Natalie. I'm the voice of Pearl West.
And I'm Luis. I'm the voice of Pico.
I'm Truman. I'm the voice of Casey.
All right, and I'm so glad we can have you guys all together. I think this is the first time that's happened, virtually, but
Yeah.
cool.
This is true.
Finally, my family.
Face looks like. Very first time.
Mhm. All right, so we're going to get into just talking about some announcements. First is we've announced previously this fan art contest has begun. So just a reminder, any of you who are into doing art, please send us your fan art. That'd be awesome.
Do we have any examples of the ones that we got last time? They were really cool.
I know this one on the left is one of those. It might have been the winning one. It probably was, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
that
awesome.
was.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can dig up some
Saying
more. later.
yeehaw.
Oh, he's saying yeehaw.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah.
Hell yeah, 6. Hell yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, if fans want to check, there's a little Easter egg when in episode 2 when 6 is glitching out. If you can pause frame and see what he's saying, it's kind of interesting.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Little treasure hunt.
So yeah, we're excited to see what you guys can come up with. Next, one thing we want to later on in this live stream, if you stick around, we are going to announce when you can see episode 3 on here on YouTube, as well as some teases of what it's going to look like and what the story is and all that. And through all this, feel free to post any questions you have for crew or cast, and we will answer those at some point if we get to it. So next thing we wanted to share is a little revealing the curtain just a little bit at what's to come for the rest of the season. Our first season is 8 episodes, so these are the remaining ones. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and I have the synopses of all of these, but with some information redacted just to keep some of the surprise yet to come. So, excited for these. And Centurino is the name of the next episode. Pearl and her friends stop in a town full of shifty gamblers. When Casey's old mentor shows up, some secrets happen. Will Casey stay true to his new friends or betray them?
Episode 4 begins with some slander.
Yeah, Pico lands the group in hot water. Yeah, this is.
I don't know if it's Pico's fault.
Maybe drags the crew out of hot water. I don't know, but we'll
see. Yep, that's Hunt on the Gerardo. It'll take more than stubborn cowboy grit for Pico to make things right. That might be my favorite episode of the season, episode 4. Well, we'll see. They're all pretty good, but episode 5, the sandstorm, surprise intruder, sets the group into a sudden panic. As tempers flare and suspicion abounds, Pearl must determine whether this strange girl is to be feared or befriended. Episode 6, showdown at Gold Creek. This one's going to be great as well. Gold Creek, Pearl hopes to some secret, but this superstitious town proves to be the most surprising one yet, especially when exciting secret happens. Episode 7, Headstone. The group reaches Headstone, but getting 6 repaired is now only one of 2 goals. And you'll have to wait and watch to see what that is. Episode 8, the season finale, is Mild Eye's Command. And after some grave discoveries, the group must enact a daring rescue mission involving various secrets in this season finale. So yeah, we're super excited to get the rest of these episodes to you because I know everybody's looking forward to it. But of course, in the meantime, these episodes, they aren't easy to make. They don't come out without a lot of great amount of effort from a whole lot of people. So,
Cheers.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So what we
so some people are saying in the comments, "Oh, this looks like AI." I'm like, I've never wanted to, rip my hair out as much as when I hear stuff like that. Because
Yep.
this is like the exact opposite of AI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all the
Hey, you
fingers
guys-
are in the right places.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only robots in your show are the mechs. There are no robots writing the show.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, we didn't use AI to come up with the visuals. We didn't even use AI to write it.
Can I share my screen? There's a cool submission on fan art. I just really want to show.
Sure.
everyone.
Yeah. See if you can get that.
All right, let's see if I can do this here. Share screen. All right, let's see. All right, does this?
Oh.
Here you
Peek
go.
behind the curtain.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Check it out!
Oh, that is awesome.
So
Oh my
fun.
How awesome is that?
Oh, that's so lasso. Time lapse.
That is amazing.
Love it.
I love it.
This is
Wow.
wonderful.
Wow,
so cute.
that's amazing.
That's so lovely.
Really cool.
Thank you for the artist who made this. I'm not sure how to say their name, but this
Yeah.
is so lovely. Oh my gosh.
Dude,
Really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's crazy cool.
Well, I don't know how to stop sharing my screen now that I shared.
That's all right. I got it.
Okay.
Unshare.
All right. Unshared. So anyway, yeah. With these episodes, since they do take several months to make, we don't want to keep you all hanging for too long. So that's why we're one of the things we're announcing is we're going to start making little mini-sodes, mech shorts, and we don't have anything to show from them quite yet, but we are going to start working on. These are going to be usually in the YouTube Shorts format, so about like a minute, 1 to 2 minutes or so of little skits, sketches, some parodies, things like that. Just you will get to see more of the mechs and more of the jokes that we couldn't put into the episodes themselves, and they'll be able to come out naturally a lot quicker than the full 22-minute episodes.
Are we mentioning Noah? We should probably mention that one of the storyboard artists who worked on the Minions shorts and Minions gags is working on this. So
Yep, that's
we're
true.
on
That's
Taylor,
crazy.
so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Minions, famous movie made with AI,
Yeah.
Yeah, they of course don't have the right number of fingers if you've seen the film. So that's how you know.
Yeah. You're quite
That's the
right.
only way you can tell these days.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's going to be a time when we're going to try to take as many of the questions as possible. Yes, absolutely, guys. So
Yeah, I think we'll probably dedicate.
Thank you for
once.
asking, though.
Yeah, after we do the watch through of episode 2, I think then we'll do a little Q&A section. So okay. So in addition to these mech shorts, another thing we've been planning and working on, and we're excited to show you. I wish we could show you more, but one of the things we're going to do is a MechWest comic book. Now, this right here is not a final page of the comic book. It's just an example of the kind of art that we're going to get. But the comic itself is well underway. It's going to be a few more months before it's done, but we think it's going to turn out great. We're excited to show you guys that. It'll be just like a little, almost could have been an episode of the show, but in comic form. Which, written by myself with the story from me and Dave.
Noah showed us some sneak peeks of that, and it's really cute.
Awesome. Actually, where can
Yeah, very excited.
it when it's finished?
Was your question where we'll be able to see it or buy it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the plan, we want to get it on just any platform that comics are sold. And I think we'll probably also make it a perk for like the higher tier members or patrons. But yeah, we'll have to make final decisions about that when the time comes. But
yeah, so I think probably any of our YouTube members will be able to get it. The only way so right now we've, we'll talk more about this at the end, but we're ramping up because one episode a year is not fast enough. So we're ramping up. So we're going to talk more about that later. But in order to do that, we're hoping you'll join us. The lowest YouTube membership is $1 a month. So, hey, you're welcome to join us. All right.
Yeah.
Keep going.
All right. Yeah. I think that's everything for our pre-announcements. We're going to jump now into watching through, doing a little commentary on episode 2. And then once that's done, we'll do a Q&A, and then we'll show off some stuff from episode 3. So let's do it. Let's jump into episode 2. You guys ready?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
So
Okay.
excited.
Here we go.
Come on now, giddy up.
Girls cowboy hat look. Brings me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
I think to render that first scene, our main lighter Nick had to render it in stages where part of it was hidden, so he could render that part, and then the other part was hidden while he rendered the other part. So there's a lot of stuff in that. In some shots.
It looks so good, guys.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
That horse looks like it's real. Like you filmed a real horse. And somehow got it in there.
Yeah.
One interesting thing about the horses, you'll notice that it's not like, a lot of the Disney style horses will be very anthropomorphized, right? So
Mhm.
very expressive. And we don't want to do that for this because we want your attention to go to the
I
mechs.
love these lizards.
Yep. Yeah, that was a conscious choice there.
Oh, no.
I know
The screen there is
Oh, rest in peace,
amazing.
guys.
It's like
I hope the
everyone's
lizards are a
just,
continuing B plot.
Oh, that's so great. I mean, that's the kind of world building that's so fun with shows like this. Just that there are lizards that stand up like prairie dogs, and also that they scream like the screaming goats or people, maybe.
Yeah, I remember I saw some people wondering, like, are there any animals in this world? Because they saw some cattle mechs, so they're like, but no, there are animals. There's like the horses and these lizards. We'll see more animals as we go on, but we can only make so many models for any one episode. So
that scene was much funnier once we added the scream because we saw it
Yeah.
before. And it was
the lizard
just way
scream.
funnier.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to decide that the animals in your world scream because it's
Yeah.
funnier.
Yep.
Something brown.
That's, I mean, physical comedy is such an interesting thing. I feel like, and you guys probably can speak a lot more once you get into editing. It's one thing to write it and then animate it and then edit it with all of that. To communicate that has got to be a really interesting, unique challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Who does the yodeler? Because I love
Yeah.
I love his little side
It was
thing going on.
a guy named Faith Orr, and we actually found him because he posted stuff of him just yodeling on TikTok or somewhere. So
Amazing.
we asked him a few people, because we're like, well, we want some cowboy yodeling. None of us can do it. And I did the voice for Jed, but I didn't do the yodeling voice. 'Cause, that would have been terrible.
So the guy who did Looper's voice did Jed's yodeling. The guy that did Jed's yodeling didn't do Looper's. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. Don't worry about it.
Post production
This is one of my
magic.
favorite sequences. I love this the stampede.
Mhm.
There's so many details and the stakes are so high. And Pico's rescue attempt is just great.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first saw the animation of him doing this right here with the horse on the side of the
This is
cliffs,
crazy.
that was awesome. So good.
Luis, I can't get over your heroism during this shooting.
I mean, Pico is a hell of a lot braver than I am. I'll tell you that, and probably more athletic as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's such a fun character to get behind and play. I think a lot of this he's trying to just emulate his dad, which I can't. If he's this cool, I can't imagine how much more cool his dad is.
It's true.
That can be repaired.
Steam regulator. We'll have to figure out how the internals work, but I don't think any of us know right now.
Yeah.
There's apparently a thing called a steam regulator, so.
Yeah.
You have to make one of those those meat charts that show the different cuts.
Oh my god!
That's a great
Do
idea.
that,
The
but for,
cross- the
maybe
cross
fan
section.
art idea for anybody watching.
Yeah, fan artists. Get on it.
Yeah.
There's
you
an
know
idea
that,
somebody-
right there.
Somebody do that. Yeah, there's like those Star Wars books of the cross sections of all the cool technology. We'll have to do one of those
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
We'll review how they work. But we'll have to do that once we figure it out ourselves. We only know a little bit.
There's a lot on a steampunk creations, but this isn't steampunk. This is something different. This is
Yeah.
Wild West steam mech.
Yep.
Steam Boy. Steam Cow.
Steam Cowboy, somewhere in there. I mean, I think MechWest is describe
Yeah.
the aesthetic, but
It's really the one word.
yeah, truly.
Yeah.
These textures that you see, all the metal textures, all the mechs, almost every single one of them was textured by one of our graduates at Annam School, Brian Irvin. And wow, did he have a talent for metal textures? They're just incredible. It just feels like you can reach out and touch them and just pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah. This was pretty sad, huh?
I can't forgive you. This is terrible.
It's very old yeller. Get out of here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's what we were going for.
Legacy, I don't want you no more. Yeah, very tragic.
But you see, he felt a little bad right at the end of that one, right? Felt a little
Yeah.
A little bit of humanity.
Yep.
Toilet neck.
I love that.
Yep. That was its cameo in this episode.
We're gonna try to get the toilet paper mech, the outhouse helper, into all the episodes if we can.
Yeah, look for its
He's my favorite,
cameo.
man.
Look for its cameos.
So, random tidbit: when the trailer first came out for this, and I was showing it to my friends and my family, the first time you hear my voice is when I say the outhouse helper, and you see the little outhouse helper robot. A lot of my friends just didn't make it to the end of the video. They saw that and thought, "Oh, cool," because I said I'm only in a little part of this. They saw that, thought, "Oh, cool." There is yeah, sir. And then
First episode.
I
He's the
began
outhouse
finding out
helper.
everyone thought that my role was the outhouse helper robot.
Amazing.
Character I was playing.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
yeah.
You just don't see it. What
That's
was I
so
supposed
funny.
to do? I tried to
I think it's funny that people really love Casey. Casey's the jerk, but his character
Yeah.
is so interesting.
Mhm.
Everyone loves Casey.
He gets some grades too. Speaking of,
Yeah. He returns. Some people weren't sure if he was going to come back after episode 1, but oh yeah.
Well, hello there.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing wandering around the desert by yourself?
All devious.
Truman, you have such a charming, lovely quality to your voice, and then this kid is just the smarmiest, sleaziest.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's-
you grew scales to play him. He's great. I love him.
With me, friend. Let's see what I can get for you. over
Yeah, it
there.
was an interesting conveying that sort of sly con man energy. It's fun.
you can't help but love him though. Like,
Yeah.
Top hat like that, yeah.
it's a great hat. It's a really good hat.
The hat maketh the man.
But it's a pretty good hat.
We can take a question now. Someone says, what were your first impressions of the characters you all ended up voicing?
Great
Yeah, if I can
question.
find that one.
Jim Pheasant.
Ooh.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, what do you guys think? What was your first impression of the characters you ended up voicing?
You kids have got something
I can
guess
go
I'll
first.
Oh
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
Truman, go for it. Because you're this is like your episode, buddy. Go for it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, go. Drew.
I was just gonna say, I was like, oh, they like wrote this for like 11-year-old me. Like I was very much like little kid me. I was like wheeling and dealing. I was schmoozing with the parents, like to try and get a sleepover with my friends. Like it was very much my energy. So it was very reminiscent of myself in certain ways.
Yeah. Someone complimented your mustache too.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
sir.
This is Raul. Is what I've decided to name him. So stick around for a few months.
Name. Oh, delightful.
Beautiful.
You won't mind
It's harder to shave him once you name him. Yeah, but
Mm.
we'll see how long he lasts. This is the longest I've had one, I think. So
Yeah.
With Pico, I mean, it was kind of weird because I went into it, I read the script and I loved the script so much, and I felt like I was wrong for the part initially because I think Pico originally was supposed to be younger, or at least to kind of match Pearl a little bit more size-wise and vocally. But I loved what I was reading so much that I had to audition for it, and yeah, I mean, he was incredibly brave, but also unsure of himself in a really like charming way. Because a lot of this is just emulation. He's just doing what he's seen, and so when he actually finds out that he's kind of good at it, he's a little surprised even by himself, I think. But yeah, he's such a cool, fun character with so many little sides to him. I think he's growing into his own person in this a lot, and
Definitely.
kind
Yeah.
of developing
And he
his own
just-
ideas about things.
And he just got the biggest lesson of his life just now, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He thought he could challenge this guy, and things went pretty badly.
There's been a
Yeah,
lot
man.
of discourse I've seen about, well, why would the Persians destroy the mechs rather than just open them and look inside and see he's not there? And it's because first it feels like it's sending a very clear message, like you
Yeah.
can't mess with us. You don't have.
Give me a bit of coal.
It's like the point of no return, because before this, Pico and Pearl could just go home and pretend this never happened.
Yeah.
After the cattle is destroyed, they have nothing left. Like they have, and that's just so important for them to like
It's coal.
encounter the worst thing that could have possibly happened that would ruin their whole family and their livelihood, and decide to keep going. So this feels very, very important to me.
Yeah.
And is a devastating choice, but necessary for the structure of the episode. So all we can say, they could have just looked.
Guess you weren't so hungry.
You also should look inside, look
What's the
deeper,
matter with you?
consider the purpose, the meaning. Oh, yuck. Sorry, I just love this part of the episode. Pearl, my first impression of Pearl is sort of somebody who's really, really invested at the science fair and was so excited about her project. She actually doesn't have a partner for the science fair, and she hasn't clocked that you're supposed to have a partner, or it's like she's just like really like, no, you have to hear about my project. She's very lonely, but also very whimsical and curious. She doesn't fit into a box that is a very common archetype, I don't think. But that's who she most reminds me of. It's like the one kid at the science fair who's so invested, they don't even realize that they're lonely.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that.
Love from Uganda. That's crazy.
Oh,
Thank you.
Hi, Alan.
cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hello.
I don't.
What time is it for you?
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in live. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Join us. Join the channel. Then comment. and tell us
Going back to that Pico, why did they destroy the mechs? No, I think if Pico maybe hadn't been in their face that much,
Yeah.
it might have gone a little better.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're still locked safes, so they would have had to force Pico or Pearl to open it with the combination. We don't really ever show them doing that, but that is, they're locked, so
Yeah.
they couldn't
Once
just
again,
open
the
them.
blasphemy suggesting that Pico lands us in hot water on occasion.
Yep.
A little slanderous, if I could be
He's a
so
little-
honest.
A little impetuous, little big for his britches.
A little hot-headed.
Yeah. We were this whole scene was pretty heavy and pretty sad, and we were kind of like, we were always a little worried if it'll be too heavy or too sad, and it sounds like it went over pretty well. I don't think anyone's like, man, this was a real downer. I don't know.
Was this one of the episodes that we had Debbie directing on, I feel like?
I think so.
Or was that just the
Yeah.
first episode? She was great on this, speaking
Yeah.
of. Natalie, I think your mom, right?
Yes. Well, she makes
Yeah.
a point in the first episode. What's her character's name in the first episode? Huh?
Mrs. Samuels, yeah.
Mrs. Samuels. So she makes an appearance in the first episode, and she is mom and probably watching. Hey, mom.
Yeah.
We'll catch you here next time. Yes, she was essential in helping direct some of these to give an extra eye to the scene, particularly for me because she, sort of knows me pretty well, and knows what I am capable of as an actress. So is able to kind of pull these really nuanced and specific things out. I remember recording this, and it was like very, very particular on the balance of anger and frustration and sadness and self-consciousness, like how much guilt is in there. We did a whole lot of takes, and everybody on the call was just really, really, really detail oriented to get exactly the performance they were looking for, and I think that really comes through in the final piece.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think these characters would be as fleshed out without those first couple of sessions really molding them. It's really pushed me to be a lot more tender with Pearl, which I don't think I was enough. So that was good.
Yeah,
I love it. I love Pico and Pearl moments together. Best big bro. It makes me so happy.
yeah. That's the thing about what I love is in that previous scene, you find out that even though Pico was devastated, he's the kind of person where he's able to bounce back really pretty easily, and without too much effort really, and so he's able to support Pearl with that.
This shot, oh my
The
god!
snake. I've been looking forward. So excited to see it finally come to life. Wow, it does look good.
I know, it turned out great. We went through
This is
so many
episode
iterations.
2, man.
Yeah,
This is
Crazy.
crazy. Took down a whole tree. That's crazy.
This is like final boss at the end of the Pixar movie, but it's episode 2 of season 1.
Yep. Yeah, so if you go back and watch the first scene of episode 1, this serpent appears and it nearly gets 6 and it gets those other mysterious guys. And so the kids here were pretty lucky that they got away and managed to survive, I guess. Because it's pretty fearsome.
Still checking in. You guys still think this is AI? No? Okay, great.
I love when they're running through the little slot canyon there, and Skip is just pedaling like mad. I just love that moment.
It has so much
That sequence was-
personality.
Yeah, trying to come up with sounds of running and being upside down in a cart. It's like
Yeah.
strange problem.
I love the whiff on the throw, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
So
utterly useless. That face slide is so good. Too.
Brutal.
Yeah, the physicality you have with Casey in this is so good. It's so good.
Yeah, hopefully that's not too slanderous for you, Truman, to have that throw.
That's about as far as I would get it myself.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's accurate.
we definitely started making Casey into kind of our punching bag comic relief. So
Happy to be that guy.
someone's got to do it. Yeah. And
This is the most physical and awesome that Pearl has been the whole time, and it's just so fun to see.
Yeah.
I want more of it.
She really steps up. And I think 6 gets the best arc in these 2 episodes, I think, because he was so terrified of everything, and now he's... Well, I mean, we haven't even gotten to the best part yet.
That moment is so devastating. I can't believe that.
Yep.
Close it out. Brutal. Who wrote this? Why?
Yeah.
Who would do this?
Who would do such a thing?
Yep.
Yeah, like I
Surely not a man named after a big red dog.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah, he couldn't be
recording this particular sequence and going back, counting up or counting down.
Yeah.
More clear that she was timing the breath attack, waiting for the right moment. And we really went back and forth. We tried it a bunch of different ways, but that's the kind of detail you don't even think about when you're watching the show. But we did it 4 or 5 different ways, I feel like, with different just breath and counting from 5, counting from a higher number. We did a whole bunch.
Yeah, you guys were all great and very long suffering as we figured out, a lot of things as we went. In this sequence, just from writing it to boarding it to putting it all together, and final animation took so long and so many iterations. It was so complicated. And anyway, turned out pretty great, I think, in the end.
I'm sorry, Pearl.
Great.
Did anybody think 6 was really dead?
No, I could read ahead in the script, so
Yeah. That's good.
little buddy.
I love how that particular line reading of 6 made it into the first trailer. I just think, just like this is where it comes from. But no one would have known that because that clip has been part of this campaign for like over a year.
That's
Anyway.
true. Yeah. A lot of pieces of this were recorded a long time ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
Has it really been that long? That's
Which,
crazy.
Just nuts.
I'm gonna take care of 6.
Yeah, you guys know about that triangle. Like you can have quality or speed or inexpensive, right? You can pick 2. You can't pick all 3.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think we picked quality and less expensive, but we didn't pick fast. But we're trying to pick a little bit more of the fast and
Trying to split it down the middle a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that walk. Just a defeated,
So pouty.
arm slumped.
Gave
God,
him
the
some
Prodigy
great
is so
walks.
cool.
They're so sick. We get to learn so much more about them later on. I'm intrigued. They're more than just the bad guys in these first 2 episodes. There's a whole culture and a world and a story and their own mechs. Like that mech. That's so sick.
That's so
It's
sick.
coming soon.
Yeah.
Be with it. It's
I
very
love that mech.
Yeah, no, we're so excited. We're excited and definitely excited to show some of these are like the whole idea is that these cultures are pretty isolated. They don't really like interact that much.
yeah.
So this group is like one of the first, it's probably Pearl and Pico's first interaction with people from Pirage. But pretty soon we'll see some of the good people from Pirage in addition to these nefarious villains.
I think Drip has why Pearl doesn't have anything protecting her shins, and it's like, I don't think Pearl expected to run into a giant snake man in the middle of the desert. You temper your expectations, and you're like, I'll get some sun on my legs versus I will be skinned alive by a giant snake monster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
how
be prepared for it.
it works
Reasonable
out
question
sometimes.
though. Maybe we should get Homegirl some jeans, some denim, something.
Yeah.
Some shin guards.
Yeah, in terms of the cultures and so basically there is tension. They're the cultures don't get along that great. There's a lot of misunderstanding and stuff, and so some people don't like that, but that's how we start out. Of course, that's not how we end, so it's okay. We work it all out. But
Has a lot of that. Episode 4 is also one of my favorites, but it has an entirely new perspective in it that are introduced. That I really loved. And Pearl gets a horse girl moment in addition.
It's true.
Yay.
And we have our little this is the end where we set up the rest of the show basically. They're going to start going on adventures together.
That little bad guy.
And then
Where's he going? That's crazy. That's so cool.
I love the airship ports. Those are so sick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, turned out pretty dang good. Yeah, so we're excited. I think this episode turned out good, but honestly, I think episode 3 and future episodes will be even better.
Oh, 3 is so fun. It's so funny.
Yeah, there's so many great kind of schlapstick moments throughout 3. Really excited to see that one in motion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What are we gonna take questions next or what?
I've been starring some of them, so we will we'll do that next.
Love the concept art too. It's so fun to see.
Yeah, we were wondering what do we do for the credits? And the best thing I could come up with is let's just use the cool concept art.
Yeah. So many of us we wear many hats to do something. This is approximately. Oh, by the way, stop right there.
Yep.
No AI.
Yep.
Was
No.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Right. So this is indie animation. This is not like big studio animation, which means that that the budget is 1/100th approximately of what if this were like a Disney movie. So it's literally 1%. It was a little higher in the first 2 episodes, but now that we're doing 3, it's literally 1%, if that, of what they, what you spend on a big movie. So we're doing all we can, which means we wear many hats, which means what I wanted to say was that Noah did those end credits and they look really great.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, purely out of necessity. Yeah, but yeah. Speaking of movies,
Co-writer and credit maker.
Yeah, well, I've done a bunch of random stuff on this. I mean, I helped with a lot of the editing, mostly of when it was in the storyboard stage. But anyway,
but some questions, Noah.
Yeah, so I was going to say, speaking of animated movies, very excited to hear an announcement about full feature 3D movie of MechWest. This is the first time
me too, man.
about it.
I'm
first
excited
time.
to hear about it.
Yeah, hey, I hope so someday. That would be awesome.
That would be the dream.
Not a question, but love Pearl, my favorite pair.
Pearl! Yeah, she's got so much to love, right? She's very nuanced and different.
Yeah.
And she's got so much left to learn and so much and a lot to grapple with, like a lot of big questions and dilemmas come up from being this girl who's lived this, in her very small town with her big brother and her dad who we're cowboys and that's the way that life is. There's a whole world of new coming her way. And she's got a good heart and hopefully that will get her through it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good Pearl stuff to come. Someone asked a question for you, Dave. How hard is it starting your own indie show? Which
harder than I could possibly describe.
He looked like Noah before he started.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I thought it'd be a walk in the park. Although now that a few episodes are behind us, it just feels really good.
Yeah.
But wow, yeah, what a mountain.
Yeah, we would have done a lot. We would do a lot differently, after having tried it.
Yeah, the way you're supposed to do a TV show is you come up with an idea and you make some drawings and you pitch it to studios, and then they say no, and you say, "Oh, dang it, okay," and then you go on with your life, or you make a new idea.
Yeah.
So indie is different, where you say, "I don't care if anyone says no. We're making it because we love it." And you're with us or not, but we're gonna do it. And so that's what we did, and it's probably not very smart, but it sure is fun. So
that's what's cool about Patreon and Kickstarter and all these. I mean, like the fact that you guys can subscribe on YouTube, you can subscribe to the Patreon. You could have at the time contributed to the Kickstarter. Like there's so many ways for creators who aren't afforded the opportunity to tell their stories to be able to do that in today's day and age, and it's so important to do that because otherwise you end up with a lot of the slop that you're used to, and whatever's being fueled by the corporate mindset, which I don't know if you've seen lately. It's not great. So, help an indie creator make some really cool stuff, guys.
Yep, absolutely. Someone asked who was the primary writer of the show, and it's pretty equally co-written between me and Clifford James Taylor, who could not be here today, but yeah, we co-wrote.
I love you, Cliff.
We've covered all the episodes. I wrote one episode by myself, which is, I think the plan is that will be the first episode of season 2. So,
hey,
yeah,
I think season 2.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Already?
if we get that far, that's the hope. But I like this comment. My son asked me every other day since episode 1 if there's another episode. He very much enjoys Joe. Was terribly momentarily sad when 6 went boom.
Oh, buddy.
Man.
Yep.
I love that person's old Greg username as well. Sorry.
Oh yeah. I cannot get over 6. He's so adorable. Deserves so much more. This show deserves so much more than any Netflix show. Storytelling animation is entertaining and top tier. Excited for episode 3. Thank you.
thank you.
That's so
Us
nice.
too.
You guys are so nice, man.
I feel like we're the little engine that could, because some of these indie shows that come out, like they're a lot edgier than ours, and
Mhm.
like the certain crowd just like pushes it out and they get like tens of millions of views. We're not like that so far, but I
Yeah.
feel like we're finding our audience still and it's growing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Hmm.
This is probably too. There might be. This might be too complicated, but I don't know if you guys have any tips for this person. Assuming lines are recorded at home, which I think they are, in pretty much all these cases. Any suggestions for equipment or setup?
Yeah, primarily you want to start with your space. No matter how much expensive equipment you get, if your space is terrible and terribly treated, it's going to sound awful. That doesn't mean you have to go out and buy really expensive foam. 90% of my booth is made out of like this moving blanket material. They sell more expensive sound blankets, which are like a little bit thicker and a little bit better for catching reflections and stuff like that. But you get yourself a mic, you get yourself a preamp. I started with a like $100 Audio Technica AD 2020 that had been dropped 4 or 5 times, and a Steinberg UR12, which was another $100 preamp, and that was what I started 4 years ago doing. And now I've got a little bit better equipment, but ultimately the thing that carried me was that I was able to treat my space well. If you can get down reflections, if you can get down outside noise, that's gonna be the best thing to lead you forward. And then getting into acting classes. Because if you can't act, it doesn't matter how good you sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that what you said about, I forget the word you used, but it really just comes to surfaces where sound can bounce off of. So something like a moving blanket, even as lo-fi as standing a mattress up against a wall behind you can make a big difference. So especially starting out, you don't have to spend a lot of money to experiment and to try things. So
I work primarily from my closet.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the clothes have a lot of sound. And even as a little tiny kid, my mom, Debbie, was recording in our home studio in our closet. And I had a step stool that I would use to get up high enough to get to the microphone so I didn't have to adjust it constantly. I've been doing video since I was really, really little.
That's awesome.
So, that is like a great thing that many people have access to, and your clothes soak up the extra sound. And because Luis is right, it's all about space.
Yeah, for sure.
Look up Booth Junkie on YouTube. He has a million amazing videos about just that, about just getting your space down right, what kind of equipment you want to start out with. There's amazing resources out there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, an animation.
Yeah, I guess this is something you can answer, maybe, Dad. Is Blender or any other program easier to start out with as a beginner? I'm not even sure I know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't. So I haven't used Blender. We use Maya and ZBrush. Pretty much that's it.
That's like the industry standard at this point.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about Blender, and they've done some good productions with it. I think a few studios use it, but it's less common. So, but yeah, I think it's free. So yeah, go for it.
Start somewhere.
Yeah.
With all these questions, start somewhere. Do something.
Another voice actor question. Do you ever listen to your voice on the show and cringe? Not that it's bad, but like hearing your own voice can be so embarrassing for no reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Truman is nodding.
It's a love-hate thing.
Moment. Yeah. It's kind of a love-hate. There's certain moments where I almost can't hear my own voice through it. Like it feels like that's Pearl's voice. Like that's it's usually when I hear my own voice kind of peeking through the character that I go, oh. And also Pearl does a lot of crying in this episode. And sometimes when I'm hearing myself crying, it's kind of a weird experience.
Yeah.
I cringe a little bit to be like, oh no.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This seems like a lore question. And so that I can only say you'll have to stick around and keep watching. Who created the first mechs?
Yeah, we've joked about making Mech East, Mech North, Mech South with it southern accents and and then have it like didn't we have an idea of like the dragons and knights?
That would be a MechWest, the medieval
MechWest.
version.
Oh,
Oh my
I
gosh.
love that.
Yeah,
Curtis,
we'll see.
get on
We'll,
that.
we'll see what comes of that. I think it'd be cool if that
Go
became
even
a
go even
comic.
further left and Mech Shore, maybe even
Yeah.
Oh,
like the Jersey Shore. No,
Shore.
okay, cool. Fell
Yeah.
flat.
They all have
Fell
New
flat.
Jersey
It's all right.
Yep.
Mechs
Um,
with greasy pompadours. Anyway.
This person wants to know if there's going to be bounty hunters, outlaws, gray area characters, and I think you'll probably like the next episode,
Mhm.
Hey.
episode 3.
Yeah.
A lot of
Come
scary
on,
characters.
Casey's not edgy enough for you.
Yeah.
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 That's a
I
dangerous
was really
guy
trying to
right
push
there.
that like shady character vibe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Truman.
Someone said we should have Casey with a mustache like yours, Truman, which I think, I don't know, I keep picturing in my head since I saw that comment.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Maybe Raul
I
can
think
make a
Casey
cameo.
would be able to grow like 3 or 4 hairs. I'd be very proud of them.
Yeah. Yeah. If the end of the series, if we flash ahead to them
Yeah.
as a few years later, maybe.
What else you got?
Right.
This is a question for you, Dave.
Great question.
Where did the idea for what's to show with next?
Yeah, it just sort of popped into my head, to be honest. It's
No
like
exciting answer.
something that no one has seen. I mean,
Just had a stroke of genius real quick. Whatever, no big deal.
Mhm. Yep. I guess that's it then. There you go.
Yeah, Dave
Somebody-
is just built different. Yeah.
Somebody wants to know what happened to those other 2 cowboys who ran away, and yeah, they got away. They got home safe. I think we might see them again briefly.
yes, we might.
Yeah.
They left it.
Let's
The real
see.
question is what happened to their honor to abandon
Yeah.
that promise.
Yeah.
Shameful.
Where's your pride?
Someone asked a writing question. Were there questions to the script as lines were recorded, since characters get more fleshed out by the actors and more depth is revealed? I mean, there were lots of changes to the script for lots of reasons. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
A lot of
actors
stuff
can
happens on the
attest.
fly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Sometimes we make changes on the fly as well.
Or
It's
if
true.
you're not on the fly, we have like a pickup session several months later. Okay, this line changed. So we kind of play the
Mhm.
line around it. We play the context, and then you give it a few tries because it's been tweaked. Because you're right, the characters do change, and the writing does change as we discover things as we go, or
Right.
the animation needs change, or like the story's gone in a slightly different direction, or the context around it has changed. The like montage, the travel montage thing, that changed a lot. And I remember specifically
Yeah.
Pearl's last line before the yodeler comes through. There were several gags that were tried there, several
Yeah.
jokes, and we kind of kept coming back and being like, okay, we're gonna try this one instead. Like, she made one time, always didn't laugh, and she felt really bad. But this one was like, okay, something really weird happens, and we're gonna trail off at the end of that, and that's when that's. But definitely, there are pickup sessions as the script changes, and we jump right back in and record like one line here, one line there, and then it all is pieced together into the final thing, which I think is very impressive how it all fits together at the end.
Yeah, and me and Clifford, we talk about. I think both of us are funny guys, but I don't think we're. Maybe we've gotten better, but we're not always the best at writing comedy. You know, sometimes you just sit there and like, I don't know, is this funny? And we try something, and
Honestly, a lot of the comedy comes from Eden Sanders.
yeah, just the board
South
artists,
Park.
the various board artists.
Yeah, the
Or I.
visuals.
But Noah did come up with several of the travel montage gags. Yes.
Yeah. Someone asked, "Have you already voiced all 8 episodes?" The answer is not yet. We
Most of them.
yeah. I think I'm not sure if there's various things have been recorded for probably up like I think we technically might have some minor character stuff recorded even for episode 8 at this point, but that's like very small stuff. Most of it, like we've recorded almost everything for episode 4, and as far as like this, I think the script is like 90. Like we finished a draft of episode 8, and there's just a few edits we need to make. That's where we're at with the season 1 stuff. So.
Yeah, let's throw some more questions here. Let's go.
Yeah, so going to be at least a scene where we explore the characters' backstories and stuff. There's going to be various things like that. There will be like, I know there's going to be some Pearl Pico flashback, or at least a Pearl flashback. And I'd like to do a whole episode. I don't know if we'll ever be able to do it. Maybe it could be a comic where we see Casey's origin story. We'll see. So I'd like to do stuff like that for sure.
We do have a Pearl as a child sequence coming.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to reveal that or not, but yeah, no, that is coming. a little some of yeah. All right, question: how are students from AM School picked to work on MechWest?
Mostly, I review the students, and yeah, the ones that are doing really great work. I will often reach out to them. I see. Question here from Examination. I think you might be the guys that took classes from animation workshops, and if you are, I would love to talk to you guys because I wanted to do a like a project together. So can you email us? But
Yeah.
all right.
Sometimes that happens too.
Yes. How long the production cycles are? Well, we're about to speed up, which we're going to explain in a minute. But so far, it's been, I don't know, like what, 10 months or 11 months?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a sec.
And that goes back to the triangle. You can have, quality or speed or low cost.
Yeah.
How
Maybe
quickly
we'll
the
do-
students make it through gladiatorial combat to be able to animate on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we have time for like 2 more questions here.
Okay.
How long does it take to record the voices? And
Woo.
it's a very tough question to answer because I think like an individual an individual recording session might be like 1 to 2 hours, but we've done just several of them, and sometimes there's short pickups, and I don't know. You guys maybe have more insight.
Yeah, I feel like for very detail oriented in these sessions for the show to capture a lot of options and see what will work. So for any given line, I feel like we were doing upwards of 5 or 6 takes, sometimes even more than that, for every single line in the script. And that includes all of the various effort sounds, like as Pearl is opening of the mechs, we need a sound for that. Or as Pico is pulling back the reins of his horse to make sure that he doesn't fall off a cliff, we need a sound for that. And those also are recorded several times. We're like, let's do that, but even more stakes, or maybe a little bit less on the franticness, really fine tuning. And then we come back and re-record them later. So it is definitely several hours of work. Yeah, I think you're in an hour to 2 hour long session, usually in a batch.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think the most I've ever done was 4 hours. And that's for really, either they're trying to get a lot done a lot of things done over a quick period of time, or it's just a really detail oriented, most of my sessions for I can't say specific titles right now because we are in a strike, but for certain video games, you're doing a lot of really long drawn out barks or screams, or you're calling out a lot of things, and there's 100 different ways that thing can happen. You've got to cover every instance of that. So it can be a lot of hard work. It's not, I think some people think it's just standing in front of a microphone and going, huh! But it's so much more physical than you even imagine.
Yeah.
Your diaphragm gets engaged, your back is engaged. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And you've done video games, I hear, are very intensive for voice actors.
I pulled my back doing a certain character once, and they were like, "How's your voice doing?" And I was just like, "I think I slipped a disc, dog. I need to sit down."
Yeah.
I'm just like, my voice is fine. But yeah, it's awesome. It's the coolest job in the world. So
that's cool.
If you get to do it, please pursue it fervently.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I think we'll look at this will be our last question. Will Pearl ever get her hat back?
I want to know too.
I think we've gone back and forth on that. I think she does. I can't remember.
I think she should. She should.
Yeah. We'll see.
I think it'll depend on the moment. That's very
You're
practical.
just gonna have to watch and see, I guess.
Yeah.
That's true.
Very cool. All righty. Now we can go ahead and go into some teases for episode 3, and then we'll we'll talk about when it's going to come out. That was like the most questions we got. The question we saw the most in the chat was when's episode 3. So we will address that. But behold, these are some of the renders and some art from episode 3 to come. And of course, the third episode is going to deal with the first major question that kind of still remains, is left hanging after the end of episode 2, which is, is Casey going to try to take 6 for himself, and what's going to happen with that? So, yeah, I love it. It's going to be so great.
Yeah. So next they go to this kind of slimy town, and it's called Centurino. And like I was saying earlier, I love these guys.
These new mechs here. Well, the one on the right is new. That guy's funny.
He's missing a tooth, that big guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love those guys. This episode, it's funnier. There's like new villains that are a little more comedic and very self-contained. And it's really a Casey story. So
Yep. I love Pearl's expression here. So funny.
I think there's a sassy Pico picture.
Yeah.
Someone did something stupid.
This is a perfume mech. I love this one.
Wow.
The lips.
Yeah.
Scare me. But everything, I love it still.
They're pretty funny.
There's sassy Pico.
Looking down. Yep.
Smizing.
Nice.
Here's some of the villains we are going to see.
Mm-hmm.
And this, casino tavern here.
Yeah, baby.
So we're really excited.
Stuff.
Yeah.
We're so excited for this episode. It's going to be awesome. So are you ready? Should we talk about the release?
Okay. Yeah. No, before you go to the next slide, though. Yeah. So drum roll. So we've, we've been trying to go faster. So what we have done now is we've staffed up. So we staffed up very strategically in a way that we can sort of afford, is that we staffed up to be able to release an episode. We're going to work up to it every 4 months.
Yep. So that means our goal is June.
Yeah. So
That's
it might take us a while, but we're sort of on track. I believe we've animated half of episode 3, and we might be done with the entire animation in the end of March, I think. So about the end, we'll have all the animation done, and we are rendering up a storm, rigging up a storm, modeling is almost done. So so we want you to see the awesomeness that we have planned for you. And I think the only way to really, spread MechWest is to go faster. So that's what we're doing. And we hope that, please, if you can join us, if you can't join us, no problem. But if you could just pump it on social media or tell someone, we would really appreciate it.
If you can't join on Patreon or YouTube membership.
Yeah, so we have the one we're focusing on now is YouTube membership, and it literally is $1 a month. And then if you want to see episodes early, which will be at least a month early, then it's I think $4 or $5 a month. And then if you want your name in the credits, then that's the next level up.
Yeah. So. And another announcement we have is YouTube members and patrons will this week get to see the first sneak peek of the first finished scene from episode 3.
Yes.
Whoa.
It is ready, and we will be sending that to all of our Patreon and YouTube memberships at any level. We'll be sending you that finished scene for episodes 3, so you can check it out.
Super exciting.
Okay.
All righty. Well, that was our live stream.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions that we missed, or anything that we can say goodbye with? Let's see.
Yeah, look, see if I'm not sure there's any.
How's the music composed? Well, yeah, we have a sort of an up and coming composer, and he was really excited to do it. And yeah, they just will pitch, some music, and we'll give notes, and they'll make changes. So
Yeah, I'm so happy we'll be able to start going faster. It's just shows like Miraculous use the same amount of seconds per week, but yours is pretty high quality. Got me impressed.
Yeah, so I don't know what they do, but for our target is 1 second per day. So
Yeah,
people outside the world of animation, that feels crazy, right? Like to spend an entire day on 1 second. But if you're in the animation world, you know that's
that's a lot. Yeah,
this
It's crazy in the opposite direction.
I know.
It's crazy to get that much done in one day.
Yeah. At least we're not at least we don't do stop motion. We're a little faster than stop motion, maybe. Alrighty. Well, this is super fun. I'm glad we got to watch through episode 2 with you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for coming.
Thanks everyone for hopping on.
Yep. Look forward to episode 3 in June. So
See
thanks so
you
much.
soon. We'll be there.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.